Don't pretend, but humble yourself. I'm really instructed by the end of verse 10 where Jesus is debating with Peter just a wee bit just to get him to stop. And Jesus says, and you are clean, but not every one of you. Why did he say that? Well, we find out the answer in verse 11. He knew who was to betray him. That is why he said, not all of you are clean. Who's he talking about? Tell me, say it. He's talking about Judas. He says, I'm going to wash you all, and you're clean, Peter, but not all of you are clean. And he said that, John comments. He said, and the Spirit wanted us to be sure. He's talking about Judas. Now, did Judas get his feet washed? Yes, he did. But it's really important. Jesus brings it up several times. I'm going to wash the guy's feet, but I'm not stupid about this. I know what's going on. I know what he's doing. I know how he's acting. Just this. Jesus is not a pretender. He's not naive. He's not pie in the sky. He's not a pacifist. He's not foolish. He doesn't have his head in the sand. He's not blindly unaware. Some Christians can be so naive. Not Jesus. John 2:25 says that Jesus did not attach himself to any man, for he knew what was in man. I said last time, humility is not weakness. Do you have that? Humility is not weakness. It's not, I'm a doormat. It's not that. Humility is not weakness. It's meekness. Meekness. Meekness is power under control. At this moment, a few minutes from his arrest, he could have called 10,000 angels to destroy the world and to set him free. But he didn't. He had the power, but he didn't abuse it. Meekness is not weakness. I like saying this. If you think meek means weak, try being meek for a week. And how many men have influence and voice in their home and they abuse it? You're a bully. And how many people in the church have voice and influence and they abuse it? You're a bully. And maybe at work you have a lot of employees. And people have to do what you say. And you're not humble in the way that you move about. Jesus was strong. He was meek. Power under control. Humility is not weakness. And jot these three things down. Humbling yourself is not groveling. Humbling yourself, oh please, oh please, oh please love me. I beg you to love me. Never overdo your humility. I'm just scum. I'm surprised you'd even pick up the phone. Make a note of this. Jesus washed the disciples' feet, but he did not lick their feet. Humility is not groveling. You don't have to cast your pearls before swine. You can make a genuine, humble attempt and wait and make another one and wait and make another one. But it's not groveling. And this, it's not enabling. It's not enabling. Humbling yourself is not enabling. You know, maybe you're, I'll just use this, ladies. Maybe someone here has a husband who's not saved or he's not walking with the Lord. And you know what happens every Saturday night? You know, he'll get 6 or 8 beers into him and he'll just start melting down. And now everything is ugly and awful, and anybody who's in that path is going to get an earful. All right, so if he calls you on Saturday afternoon and says, hey, can you pick up a 6-pack for me on the way? You know, I can't do that for you. Humbling yourself is never helping someone else sin. You don't have to help anyone sin. And you don't have to submit yourself to someone's sinful behavior in a way that is hurting you and is hurting them. Look don't help people sin. And you could be strong and still be humble. You can stand up to some people, as I've had to do. You can stand up to some people, but do it with humility. Humbling yourself is not groveling. It's not enabling. Jesus is like, not all of you are clean here. I'm not living under any illusions here. It's not groveling. It's not enabling. And then this is convicting. It's not manipulating. It's not like, hey, everybody, let me tell you how many people's feet I washed this week. Let me tell you how many hard phone calls I had to make and humble myself. And let me tell you about how that was handled and you know, using your act of humility. Hey, I called Mom yesterday and I humbled myself, and you can't believe how she acted. That's manipulating. That's not humbling. That's using an act of humility to gain an advantage. Jesus didn't turn to Judas and say, well, now that I've washed your feet, maybe you should kind of rethink your 30 pieces of silver move. Your pockets are kind of bulging there. You don't see that. You see him humble himself and let things play out as they play out. I wrote this down because it's what the Lord was speaking to me about. Maybe it will be helpful to you too. You know you humbled yourself for the wrong reasons if you quickly revert to pride when you don't get the result that you wanted.